Alright, so I bought one of these 25,000 milliamp hour power banks. This particular one has 4 solar panels that fold out, so in good sun it'll charge at about a 5-watt rate, which is about as good as you can expect given the surface area of these solar panels. But the primary way that you charge is using USB. And this particular model only has the standard micro USB 2.0 connector. And in theory, the 2.0 connector is good for a 1/2 amp of charging. So if you do the math, a 1/2 amp charge rate on the USB at 5 volts is only 2.5 watts of input power. So that's also equal to 500 milliamp hours per hour. So to charge up 25,000 milliamp hours using that low of an input rate, it's going to take 50 hours to recharge this thing using a wall adapter that's only good for a 1/2 amp. The solar panels, which can do 5 watts at 5 volts, which means there's an amp coming off the solar panel, so actually technically the solar panels can recharge it in 25 hours of worth of, direct unobstructed sunshine. So if you try to use your old phone charger, this one came with my LG phone, it's only rated at 0.4 amps, so this would take a very long time, even more than 50 hours to recharge it from a completely depleted state. Some of these other bricks, if you looked at the fine print, there's 1 amp at 5 volts is the max that something like this could put out on the USB-A connector. I have a couple here. This one's a Samsung quick charger. Now it can actually put out 2 amps at 5 volts, but that only works if the device you're trying to charge also has the quick charge technology in it, which many of these affordable power banks do not have. Same with this one here. This one's actually rated at 3 amps at 5 volts, but only if you have the quick charge feature into your phone or your device. So let me just show you what it will normally charge with the charge rate using the low end adapter that I have. So here's a 1 amp wall adapter with a short USB cable, and I'm able to get the 5 volts at 1 amp, so that's the 5 watt of power into the unit. So that's, if I'm able to maintain this charge rate, it should be able to charge in 24 hours. Let's try another setup. So this is the same power adapter, but now I'm using a much shorter USB micro connector to go between the power adapter and the unit itself. So now I picked up another 30% charge rate through this setup. So it's very key to use a quality short power adapter cable when you're charging up one of these power units if you want to get the highest amount of amps into the device. Let's try one more setup. So here I have the same cable, short cable, but now I'm just using a standard brick 5 volt 2 amp rated power adapter. It's just a real cheapie, and I'm now getting 2 amps, so twice as much as I was getting on the 1 amp adapter, which makes sense. But now I'll be able to, with this at the 2 amp level, be able to pretty much overnight charge this power pack, basically 12 hours, and I'll be good to go. So a couple considerations: try to find yourself a 2 or higher amp at 5 volts standard power adapter, no quick charge, no other adaptive kind of charging, and a short USB cable to charge these up. Now obviously there's USB-C chargers and USB-C power bricks on the market, but I got this one for $30 on Amazon. I can live with having to recharge it over at an overnight rate, but I only really knew what my setup needed to be by being able to do a test like this. So hopefully this will help you out, and you can get back on the air. Talk to you later.